Hi, my name is Jill White-Huffman. I'm a licensed professional counselor as well as a marriage and family therapist. I do invite you to visit my website, also visit my Facebook page. I'll try to have topics, things that hopefully are of interest to you, or maybe it's something that may not be interesting to you, but maybe you can see where a family member or friend could certainly benefit from some of this information. So again, I do invite you to visit those sites. Today, what I'm going to talk to you about is just ways that you can overcome some of the body image issues and concerns and insecurities that you may be struggling with, or that you may know someone who might be struggling in this area. I know a lot of times people will tend to compare themselves to others. And with all the social media that's out there and the television programs and just everything that sort of try to give you this image or this false perception that, you've got to have everything perfect and be a number 10 in order to look good, feel good, and be a whole entire person. But what we've got to remember is that we're all created, we're all born, and we're all made up differently. Everybody has different body types, they have different personalities, they have different, just different ways that their body is going to develop. And so it doesn't matter what you do, that's just who you are in the body frame that you were designed to be. So try as much as you can not to compare yourself, because remember, everybody's different. No one person, no two people are the same. The other things that really help people who struggle with body image issues and concerns or insecurities is that you learn to shut down those inner voices. Like I said, all the social media, what they're saying, all the things that you're looking at on Facebook, all the social media stuff, just really try to shut down those inner voices that says to you, oh my God, I wish I could look like that. Oh, I wish, and if I did do those particular things, maybe I can be or look like that. So turn those things off and then shift away from, your size and shape, because that tends to be the thing that keeps people really engaged and sort of fixated or hypervigilant about just constantly worrying about size and shape. Your attention should be kind of right there on that here and now. So to develop that awareness on how you feel really within yourself about your body. I mean, if you're feeling like, I'm really obese and I really need to lose weight, then use it more as a personal goal for yourself, as opposed to something where you're comparing yourself to other people. And then, think about, instead of thinking about that size and that shape and how obese or how thin you are, whatever that body image is, because sometimes it's not even about that. It could be, something about your face or your body that you want to change. The biggest thing is to look at, okay, what is kind of a short-term goal, something that I can accomplish right now, just kind of being in that awareness, the here and now. So it might mean that, I may just need to work on, I don't know, maybe the way I eat, maybe some form of exercise. Maybe it could be that I'm not going to even work on those things. I'm going to work on, some internal things that I may be experiencing. So maybe there's, some anxiety, depression, or some other mental issues that you're having. And so mental not being something that's negative, but something that's saying, hey, there's something actually wrong that's causing me now to reflect more on the outer pieces of me. So we may want to work on more of the internal things, but you can set that, really short term, very sort of being in the moment, being aware, what is that I have control over right now. Of course, giving gratitude for what is, what it is, and what does work. So, sometimes we have to just think about ourselves and how grateful we are that, we can even breathe. And so that's certainly in that we have life. So even sometimes just kind of stepping back, instead of fixating on the beauty piece of it, the external pieces of it, is just kind of giving gratitude for what we are right now. And sometimes just spending some time every day, just again, focusing on that awareness of what you are about and how, what you're about, what your goals are, what your body is like, and how it actually serves you. So sometimes just kind of reflecting on those things, I'm able to, um, I've been able to accomplish a great career. I'm going to school to enhance. I really enjoy what it is that I do. So it may not even be a career job, or I enjoy volunteering, whatever it is. Maybe, there is a disability right now, or something that you're struggling with, but just being able to give some appreciation or some awareness of how your body, how your well-being is serving you now, could be helpful in you overcoming some of these body images and issues or insecurities. And of course, listening to the needs of your body. So we talked about exercise. We talked about eating a little bit healthier, but it also could include just like meditating and taking and doing some breath work. So sometimes we can be so fixated on that we're not taking time to just kind of slow down and just kind of be in the moment. Like there's not any attention that needs to be paid to how we feel about our body, our size or shape, or something that we want to repair or restore in our body, but that we're just taking time to just do nothing and just kind of reflect on other things, maybe paying or thinking about somebody else and helping somebody else and what their needs are. The other thing is to rewire your brain because of something that's called it's neuroplasticity. So the things that we fixate on will rewire our brain. So if we're constantly fixated on how bad we look, how awful we are, whatever this body image insecurity or issue is, then that becomes the big thing and the big focus in our lives. So we can train ourselves to say, no, I'm not going to go there. Again, I'm staying right here in the here and now. I'm only going to work with this one thing for this hour or 2 hours. So again, if that means something we're doing for ourselves internally, or something we're doing for someone else. And then, of course, reevaluate your self-worth. Just sit in a quiet environment, in a quiet place, and just kind of just take time to, slow down, again, inhaling, exhaling, and tell yourself. Sometimes we have to speak to ourselves. So sometimes just the thinking is not enough. We actually have to speak these things out loud and say, I am worthwhile. I do love myself. I am very grateful that whatever you end that sentence with. So sometimes just doing that self-talk is really good for helping to overcome some of these body issue concerns. And then, of course, listening to your own information. So having a strong sense of of just who you are and those voices that are talking to you. Again, all this is a part of being mindful. It's all a part of being aware. The biggest key is that you only take little bites at a time. Remember, if there's something about yourself that you don't like, then the goal is to work towards something different. But we only take small steps, and we only set short-term goals. If you're having a problem with this and you really, really need some help, then this is how counseling can be helpful. My name is Jill White-Huffman. I'm a licensed professional counselor, a marriage and family therapist, and I'm also a licensed massage and bodywork therapist. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with lots and lots of individuals. In my private practice as a massage therapist, I've worked with just so many different chronic issues. I've worked with people that are just enduring a lot of stress. I tend to use a lot of different modalities. People will ask, Jill, what do you most specialize in? Of course, you'll be able to visit my website if you have an opportunity, and it'll tell you some of the things that I work mostly with, the modalities that I work and techniques that I work most with. But I will say, I don't call myself one particular therapist. I tend to try to work with the body, with the different needs and the different elements that you express, and those areas that I feel as I am working on the body that may need some help. So it just depends on what's going on, is the technique that I use. You know, as a licensed professional counselor, of course, you'll see that about 98% of the population that I work with are couples, but that does not negate that I do not work, that I will not work with individuals, because I do work with individuals. I work with individuals with just all types of issues. People come into me because, they're making some life adjustment situations. They may be encountering some stress-related issues, adjustment, some grief and loss. I work a lot with depression, anxiety, and some of the PTSD as it relates to just some of the traumatic events that have happened in people's lives, or as it relates to, say, postpartum depression, or some of the infidelity issues that people have struggled or are working through. So again, I do encourage you to visit my website. I have a lot more information there where you can learn more about me. And also go over to my Facebook page. There's so many different topics that I write about, and hopefully there's some tips that I can share with you, some things that may be helpful to you with different issues. So as it relates to something physical, as it relates to something emotional, or it could be mental, emotional, or physical. So again, rush over, look at my Facebook page, and I hope you'll enjoy reading some of the topics. Now, I hope that the segment that I'm sharing today has certainly been helpful to you. If you've got any questions, do feel free to call me. The number, it's 336-855-1860. 336-855-1860. Thank you.